Hi, my name is Rhian Wilkinson. I'm a former national team player for Canada, 2 Olympic bronze medals, and I'm here representing REX from the senior national team perspective, and I have these 2 lovely women to interview me today. So who are you?
I'm Nicole Soley. I play center back for the High Performance Development Center, Saskatchewan. I'm a REX player, and I'm here with my partner Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee Corby. I'm a center back, and I'm part of the Saskatchewan REX program and HPDC.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we're just got a couple questions for you now.
Bring it.
Define the ideal team and teammate.
For me, I've played on lots of different teams, and honestly, the ones I remember, of course, success has something to do with it, but it was really the ones that we enjoyed the journey together, and I look back and I remember like laughing on the bus or carpooling. So the ideal team are actually teammates who become friends. You genuinely care about them off the field as well as on, because I think you go an extra mile for people you really care about. And the ideal teammate sort of works into that. It's someone who is able to push themselves to become better every day, while at the same time making those around them better. And it's heard all the time. It's a really hard thing to do, because players like Christine Sinclair, they could probably take people on every single time and people would accept it, but she doesn't. She makes those around her better by passing them into the game, by making selfless runs to pull the opposition away. And those are the kinds of people you want to celebrate. So that would, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is it like playing for John Herdman?
Oof. He's tough. John Herdman is my mentor. He's a really lovely guy, but he's tough. He gives 100% himself. He works, 20 hours out of 24, and when you see someone giving so much themselves, there's no excuse for you as his player. He'll go to war for you, and I'd go to war for him. Sometimes when you talk about a team, you imagine just the players in the uniform, but he and his staff are as much part of the team as all the players. They work as hard as anyone, and they drive themselves to be better every day, just like they drive us on the field to be better players every day.
Canada's pushing to be #1 in the next World Cup cycle. What does this mean for us in Saskatchewan, for girls in Saskatchewan?
Yeah, listen, great question, and I think you saw what 4 years can do. Between 2012 and 2016, we won a bronze both Olympic Games, but the one in 2012 was a miracle. We weren't the better team on that day against France. They hit the crossbar, they hit the post, our goalkeeper played out of her skin, and we won this medal because in the 92nd minute, Canadian players were still driving at the net, and Diana Matheson scored. In 2016, we came home with the Olympic bronze, and even though I'm so proud of that medal, there's quite a bit of disappointment in it. We did not play our best soccer against the Germans in the semifinals, and we feel like we could have won it. There's a bit of disappointment, and that's in 4 years. So when John and the players right now say that they're pushing for #1, it's not empty. They believe it, and they're driving. So what it means for you guys in Saskatchewan, and what it means for young women all over Canada, is that soccer's now on the map. It's not a peripheral sport. It's not something that's over there. This is one of the main sports in Canada. Not soccer, but actually women's soccer. So I hope it becomes a motivator, something that young people can look at and just want to strive for. And whether they achieve it or not, I think when you look at top athletes giving it their all and playing at the very highest level, you just want to do that yourself. So I think it'll become a motivator and just be more seen by becoming first in the world.
Thank you.
What was the most significant moment in your youth career?
My youth career, getting cut. It was awful. It was for my AA team. The first time I was trying out for AA, and I got cut. And I talk about it a lot because I think people look at the Olympics, or they look at professional athletes, and they make assumptions about it. They assume that these athletes were born supernatural or were phenomenal from the start. And the story, if you read Gretzky's or Michael Jordan's, the story is it usually comes from some sort of disappointment and some sort of hardship. And that's exactly what my story was. So AA, it's not a huge level, it's nothing like that, but I really wanted to make it. All my friends made it. And I remember getting the call and them telling me I wasn't quite ready and to keep working, you know, the usual things they say. And I took my moment to cry, and I think it's a defining moment for anyone when you have those things happen to you. You either quit or choose another sport, and that's okay, that's your decision. Or you go out to prove someone wrong, and not in a nasty way. I have nothing against that coach, but I felt he made the wrong decision. So I wanted to make sure that he didn't cut me the next year, and he didn't. So.
Thank you. Can you give us one piece of advice for female players in Saskatchewan?
Oh, one piece of advice. Right here. My advice to all young people is to find that thing that you're interested in and that gives you purpose and meaning. I hope it's soccer for everyone. I love the game. It was mine. But if you get interested in something and you dive into it and you read more about it and you listen to interviews and you watch the national team, for example, if it's soccer, you become passionate about it. And when you become passionate about something, you do the extra work. And it's the extra work that will make the difference between success and the norm. You know, everyone is out on the field training. It could be an hour or two more that you do, it could be an hour or two someone else does, but it's the training you do at home, the fitness, it's watching games, it's studying games, it's talking to people, it's playing with your friends in the park, like little pickup games. That's all extra training, but it doesn't feel like it because you love it. And I mean, I did it accidentally because I just loved the game. So I was outside playing with my friends every day after school, and that's extra training, but I didn't think about it like that. So when you find something you're passionate about, and again, I hope it's soccer because I love it, just go in, dive deep, become interested, and learn more about it.
Thank you. Do you have a special motto or philosophy that you think has helped contribute to your success as an athlete?
Nice. So I have one quote on my wall, and I've had it since college, and it just says, "No shortcuts." And so I've made a career out of just working hard. Like, I will work harder than you, I promise you. That's it. And no shortcuts. I take it very literally. So if I'm going for a run, even now, and I tell myself before I run, I'm running for 45 minutes, I will not stop until 45 minutes are on my watch. If I'm running fitness, I always put my foot over the line. I never cut off even an inch, and if I do, I'm really annoyed about it. And it sounds so silly, it's the small things, but I made a career out of just doing everything I could possibly with what I had. And I was never the best player, ever. But I used every fiber of the skill I had, and it got me this far. And that's what I try and do now in this job with REX, with coaching. I just try and use everything I have to get as much out of myself as possible. And so I think, just no shortcuts in anything, but do the work and do it properly so you can be proud of yourself.
Thank you. How do you deal and handle pressure at playing at such a high level?
Yeah, pressure's a interesting thing because when you play at a high level, you choose pressure. When you play for REX, you're choosing pressure. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't come to REX. You're putting yourself a level up, and the same with the national team. I'm choosing the scrutiny, I'm choosing the pressure because I like trying to perform under that expectation from people. It's not easy. If people tell you they're not nervous, like Karina LeBlanc, I don't know if you know, she was the old goalkeeper for Canada, she tells me she never got nervous. And like, power to her, but I've never heard about that before in my life. Like, I think it's normal that you're a little unsettled when something big is gonna happen, and it's just a matter of kind of not being embarrassed about it, not pretending it's not there, and finding a way to just acknowledge it and be like, yeah, I'm nervous, it's because I have a big game coming up. And then just changing your mindset to being like, how can I use this energy to help me perform on the field? So it's all this sort of mindset game that I was able to work on throughout my career. So definitely not something like first week on the national team, I had that figured out. I tried lots of different things. I tried visualization. I used to read my book in the locker room to just get my head somewhere else. So I'd just be there with my book. But really in the end, the best thing was just an acknowledgement of it. I think people try and hide that fear. You can't do that. Everyone's got a fear. I think it means you care. You're only nervous because you care. So acknowledge it and then just change your mindset about it. I need this nervous energy. It's going to make me quicker at the start of the game. You know, I'm going to be faster. Whatever it is that you have to, how you change it. And that's sort of how I dealt with it by the end of my career.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think those are all the questions that we have for you today. Thank you for sharing your time and your knowledge
I want to
with us.
thank Rhian for coming out and taking the time to talk to us and answer our questions.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you very much.